Hey guys, thanks for joining me for Faith Talks. I got a little weird background going on here. I'm actually in my closet, so I had to put a sheet up. All my shoes were showing back there. But I've got construction going on in my front yard, and you can hear it from my office. So I was like, try to find the quietest place in the house. So here we are. I want to talk to you today about being faithful. Makes me think of the show, Faith Talks. This is the 38th show of Faith Talks. For 38 weeks, I have posted something just trying to encourage people, inspire your faith, and just a little something. And I was doing a show called The Kelly and Jerry Show, and we did that for 3 years. And then I felt like I didn't want to do it anymore. And so Kelly went on to do her show, and I said, okay, Lord, what am I supposed to do now? What do you want me doing? And I think the very first Faith Talks, I talked about getting away and hearing God and what you should be doing with your life and the calling on your life and what's the next steps and getting away and hearing from Him. So that's what I did, and I heard to do Faith Talks. And I heard the Lord down in here, not like a loud voice, but just down in here as I was journaling and praying, just to start it and it be really simple and just from my house on my phone, and just make it, just simple. And I could have gone to my dad's studio, used his studio. I could have hired people to help me. But the Lord said, just start where you're at and just be faithful to that. So that's what I've done for 38 weeks, is be faithful to do this. Matthew 25:23 tells us that if you're faithful over the small things, that He's going to give you more and more responsibility. That's how the NLT says it, or make you ruler over much. That when you're faithful over whatever He's told you to do, and maybe you do need to get away and hear from God. What is it? What are my next steps? What do you want me to do? And then when He gives you that directive, that you begin to take the step to do it. When I got the directive to do Faith Talks, I didn't wait. Very next Friday, that was when I was told to do them, was, post it every Friday. I did it the very next Friday. I didn't delay. I just started where I'm at. I put my phone up, put a light ring up, and just started talking and began to be faithful. And there are sometimes, I've been like, okay, why am I doing this? Nobody's watching. Is it even worth anything? On and on with the excuses. But every Friday I've made the commitment for 38 weeks to do it, regardless of what my feelings felt like, or maybe the results I'm not getting, but to show God that I'm faithful. So if there's something you're to be doing, then I encourage you today to get back up if you've kind of wavered off and quit doing what you're supposed to be doing, but get back up and take the steps every day, and be faithful. My sister has a very successful YouTube channel. She has 271,000 subscribers at this moment. I don't have anywhere near that kind of following. But what she told me, and you wanna glean from people and learn from people that are successful at doing what you're wanting to be doing. So the number one thing she told me is just start. To start where you're at. And then she said, be consistent. People want to see consistency. So that's what I've done. Even if my show was only a few minutes long or the quality wasn't that great, I've just been consistent in doing what I felt the Lord called me to do. In that, as it's grown, as I've continued, as it's, I've moved along these weeks, now I'm reevaluating, okay, God, I'm being faithful, I'm being consistent, now what? And He's given me, even this week, He's given me ideas, better ideas to enhance and be better at it. I want to get better quality cameras and computers and start to hone in on making a really good, not just being faithful and consistent, but now really good quality at what I'm doing. And so I believe that as you're consistent and faithful with whatever God's called you to do, that as you go, that he's going to give you insight and wisdom and God ideas. I think oftentimes we want to have it all perfect, all right, everything we need before we get started. But that's not even faith. That's not what faith is. So you see the end result down the road, faith sees down the road, and you start walking towards it by faith, steps of faith towards that. And as you go, then God gives you the direction and the wisdom and the ideas to get to that end result. Be faithful in every area of your life. Whatever you're supposed to be doing, your job, be faithful in it. Be faithful in your finances. Be faithful in your marriage. All the parts of your life so that God can bless you. When you're faithful, his word says that he's going to bless you. But the key is being faithful. Being faithful when people aren't even looking. Being faithful when you don't get recognized. Being faithful when it seems like it doesn't matter. Just keep being faithful. The devil will bring opportunities all the time for you to get sidetracked, get off course, to even want to quit. You may not be seeing the results that you want to see. And that's exactly his goal and aim, is that you just quit doing what you're supposed to be doing. Well, I'm telling you today, just don't fall for those. I mean, the opportunity comes to want to give up or quit because you're not seeing the kind of results that you want to see. Just ignore them and keep going, keep doing, keep pursuing what God's called you to do. One of those tactics of the enemy is comparison. And I'm big on this. It's part of my story, is to share with you. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. That you've been created the way God wants you to be. He's given you giftings and talents and strengths like nobody else. There's only one you. And to be authentic in who you are and be who God's called you to be and do what you're called to do the way you're supposed to do it. You can't be looking at how everybody else is doing it. Yes, it's great to get ideas from people and learn from people that are successful. But then you take that wisdom and that knowledge, you give it to God and say, okay, Lord, now use me with the giftings that you've placed on the inside of me. Because that's what the enemy wants you to do, is start to look at how other people are successful and you're not. But you've got to focus on what he's called you to do and doing it the way God's called you to do. You don't have to look at comparing yourself to anybody else. Proverbs 4:25 tells us, look straight on the path. I'm paraphrasing, but look straight on the path. Don't be distracted. Don't look to the left or the right. That means comparing yourself. But stay focused on what he's called you to do, that your focus is on him. There's a term called laser focus. Be laser focused. That you're so focused on your calling and what you need to be doing and being faithful to that, that you're not even distracted by how someone else is doing it or how successful someone else is. You just keep being faithful and taking the steps day by day by day to be faithful to what he's called you to do. Don't be discouraged if things aren't happening as fast as you want them to happen or as quick as you thought they would happen. Just be faithful to what you're supposed to be doing. Now, there may be a time that you need to reevaluate and go, okay, this isn't working, or maybe I need to change something. And that's what I'm doing in my own life. Okay, I've been faithful, but now what? I need to do something a little different. Well, if that's the case, it's okay to reevaluate, to look and see, okay, Lord, give me strategies and ideas to correct this, make it better, tweak it, whatever it is. But go to him, get those ideas from him. And it's amazing when you sit down and you're specific about a prayer and you're specific about, Lord, I need direction with this. And when you just get in the scriptures and you get quiet and you start praying, it's amazing how the ideas will just start coming to you. If you've fallen off track, if you've gotten off course, if you haven't been very faithful lately, then get back up and start today and take those steps to be faithful every single day. God sees it. So honor him with your faithfulness in every area of your life. All right, see you again next week.